only got $3,000. Hello everybody and welcome back to another season of Zoo. This is a little bit different, isn't it? We're looking at something completely different than what we're used to. There's nothing and nobody here. We are in a temperate biome, which you all voted for, so thank you so much for all voting. So we are kind of surrounded by lots of fields and lots of trees. As you can see, we're back to having only $40,000. So it's going to take a while, I think, to get back to where we were, but it's great. So we've just got to remember not to go all in straight away, because we're going to end up bankrupting ourselves. So there is going to be things that we're not going to be able to do straight away, which we've got to remember. Zoo doesn't currently have a name. It's currently just called the Endangered Zoo. Now we can edit it here, so please do let me know what you want it to be called. So first of all, let's do our opening hours. So I'm going to say, let's do 8 till 5. Okay, everything else is fine. So we've got our tickets and things like that. We haven't got any staff yet, any staff buildings or anything. It's just a blank canvas. So we have got the main building. Now, I'm not a massive fan of the main building, but because we're in franchise mode, you cannot delete it. So we're kind of stuck with it. But I did see, because what I do in my spare time is watch other people play Planet Zoo. I find it very therapeutic. There's so many other people just kind of say, right, okay, we've got that, we're stuck with it. But they start building their zoo, their main entrance zoo, like further down. I thought, oh, well, that's such a good idea. So we're going to do the same. So I am thinking, because it's going to be a kind of like an endangered zoo, we want it to kind of be like a sanctuary. Is it going to be like quite like woody kind of feel? Is everything going to be made of wood or of brick? So I was thinking maybe we could go with the tree bark, but then I'm thinking that's not really very inclusive of everybody. Like, I've never personally had to push a wheelchair or a pram or a pushchair over bark, but I'd imagine it's probably quite difficult. So I thought maybe that's probably not the best one to go for. So do let me know if you think we should go with a different kind of path. For the meantime, I think I'm going to stick with the concrete or asphalt just for the time being. And we're going to turn our width up to 10. And we're just going to build outwards. So I think maybe once more. So what I've done is I've done a design of the path so far. So this is going to be obviously our first main building that we're going to build up eventually. The guys are going to come down here, then they're going to get to their second building. Now I can't build anything yet because we don't have enough money. What I've done is I've just built a path down here, and we are going to try and make some sort of habitat area. So let's go back on paths. So I'm thinking the tapir. Now it is a neutral animal, so it doesn't necessarily get too shy. I'm hoping, anyway, that's what I'm telling myself. it's going to be okay. So we shall, oh no, that doesn't even match, hang on. Okay, so I have just built the exterior path to the tapir's habitat. Now we do need to fit some sort of staff area in. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in this section. But for the other animals in the zoo, I would quite like to incorporate the staff areas and the staff buildings in with the habitat. So where we have like clusters of habitats, we have the staff buildings within those kind of habitats, and it also creates a indoor shelter for the animals as well. That's probably really hard for you all to visualize because I didn't explain it very well. Quarantine area. So maybe we put one here. And then we have a vet and a staff room, a research, a workshop, and a trade centre. So this is going to be our little staff area. So let's change the colours of the doors. Let's go for, yeah, I reckon let's go for a yellow. Okay, so we have our little staff area here. We're just going to connect the paths. Oh, and it has just started raining. Let's do the paths now. Let's go for, I'd say let's maybe go for a green path. So let's look down so we can actually see what we're doing. and that like that. And I think maybe let's for now, let's just join it straight down here. Like that. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see anything because of the weather so bad. And we will make it a little bit nicer, a little bit more decorative later on. But again, $25,000, not that much. So what I'll do is I will probably just put in a solar panel. Maybe we can try and incorporate that into the staff building / habitat area. So just fast forward to the time so it's not raining anymore, but so you can see clearly what we've got here. So I think it's all right so far. We've got a plan coming together, which is quite nice. Now, because we're in the franchise zoo, if you're new to the franchise zoo kind of gameplay, then we have other zoos that I've made previously, and obviously the last season of Planet Zoo Creative Grasslands. So what the beauty of franchise mode is, you can have animals from your previous zoos come into your new zoo. So that's going to be really good. It could be really helpful as well. If you have some really good offspring from previous zoos, you can just get to them by the animal trading. So I brought over the tapir I should say, from Creative Grasslands. So we have quite a good male, and I've also bought a female from the trade centre. So really good fertility, really good immunity, size and longevity, not perfect, but that's fine. Hopefully we should get some really good babies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those out and I'm going to put them in our quarantine area just so they can go and get checked out. Just make sure that they haven't got any diseases or they haven't got any broken bones or anything. So these are the animals that we're going to be putting into our zoo. So we have some exhibit animals kind of rolled in between the habitat animals. Now we have got 5 more that are going to be joining us on the 21st of June because of the brand new conservation pack from Planet Zoo. So that is really good. That's going to be something that we can look forward to, so we can incorporate them as well. And I also am going to be putting in one animal from the critically endangered, which is going to be the Western Lowland Gorilla. Just because I just look at the baby for a start, and I just think they're really, really, really good, like great animals. So I really want to have one in the zoo. So staff, that's what we needed to do. So we're going to have one caretaker. Zoom in so we can see them. So he's going to walk off there. We're going to have one keeper for now. We're going to have one mechanic for now. One vet. And I'm not going to bother with an educator at the moment. Or security guard. The zoo isn't big enough at the moment and we just don't need them. We're going to save a little bit of money. Now, another trick that we are going to do is lower the wages down just to try and save some money. Okay, so all that is done and ready to go. And now what we will do is once we get some shops and everything in, we'll do that in a little while. We will probably get another vendor just so we have one extra, you know, so they can cover their breaks, and the shops are always manned and they always have a person with them. So I am going to make a start on the tapir habitat. Now it's going to be very, very basic, but we will make changes to it in the future. I've now finished the tapir habitat, and seeing as these two are inside, let's start with the tour inside. So you may have seen in the speed build that I did build our own gates. Now I took them out because I found that Planet Zoo had their own, but they do actually block the exit and the entrance inside and out. So I will leave them open, but I do just need to put some kind of more mechanics in, so so the doors look like they're going to slide and they're open easily. So I'll do that another day. But this is their kind of sleeping area. You have your keeper's hut there looking into like the little water kind of area here. And I thought I did put in like a little art piece, because you know in some of the zoos you can get like a child's like checklist, like spot the baby tapir or spot the animal or something like that, and there's little activities for them to go out throughout the zoo. I just put one of them in. I thought, oh, that might do. It looks quite sweet. It fills up a little gap. So we got some enrichment in here. I was the guest. I was like, what? Where's their child? Yes, they have their enrichments in here as well. I've also put in some windows just for a little bit of ventilation for the tapirs. There's nothing really around here apart from the little hose pipe, and I did create a little checklist for the keepers to have a little look at. Now through here you have your keeper hut. Oh, if I can just see, there's keeper huts. There's little seats just in case the guests, the staff want to have a sit down, for example. There is a little fancy clock in here, and there's like some staff bikes. I thought if they rode their bike to work, they've got somewhere to put it. And there's also some like enrichment items and stuff as well as a little bit of feed, just to make it a little bit kind of realistic. It's not completely finished because I haven't decorated everything just yet, but we've only got $3,000. So this is the kind of the outside of things. I did have to move the power because I just could not get the roof look nice with a little bit of glass showing, and it kept saying it was covered, and yeah, it just wasn't working. So you come over here and you've got a little bit of education, and you've also got a viewing area here for the guests to view the tapir when they're inside. And then this is the habitat. So it's work in progress. Obviously, it's not 100% finished. Until we get some more money, I will do something a little bit different with it. Maybe just make it a little bit nicer. I do want to try and put in a proper water pool for them, kind of like the concrete bottom, the concrete edges. I really want to try and do that. So, but I will do that once we have a little bit more money. Yeah, I just want to kind of make the habitat a little bit nicer for them. Like, I mean, it's okay at the moment, but if you put in some planters around the edges and make the education points a little bit nicer. I put some bins around the place, and I did put an information centre in and a toilet. But overall, I think we're doing okay. The first episode, it's not too bad at all. I do want to put in another animal, hopefully next episode, but we shall see how we go for money. I will eventually, I think, we'll have one episode centred around a speed build kind of prop episode where we kind of focus on what props we want for the zoo, any fences, any particular shelves or shops or something. Let's just build everything that we need, and then all we do then is we can just pick it up and duplicate it throughout the zoo. So that's the plan anyway. So I really do hope you liked this episode and you are excited for what lays ahead for this endangered zoo. And we did have a comment from Blake, who commented that in Creative Grasslands that they would like a pair called Sasa or Sasha. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But YouTube hid the comment and I didn't see it. So Blake, if you are watching this one, please do let me know from the endangered list here. So please do let me know if you are watching. That would be fantastic. And everybody else watching as well, if you want any animals named or a name for the zoo that you have, please do let me know. And yeah, I will leave you here and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.